What do we say? How do we start?
Well, we don't have a name. I guess we could say we don't have a name right now.
Yeah. Unknown for now. Or TBD to be decided.
I guess I would call it just like World of Crystal for right now.
World of Crystal is fine.
I mean, because it's still my world. You're my world.
Yeah, not really, but yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, yeah, like we're married and stuff, but I'm not your world, but yeah.
I mean, you are to me.
Well, yeah, but yeah. World of Crystal. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to World of Crystal, whatever this is. We've been married. Let's start off really quickly with this. We've been married for 3 years, been together 9 years. We've experienced a lot of things from quote unquote homelessness to flourishing and a lot of different things. I'll let you take it over from here.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, I was trying to, I put my leg up and then it was under my leg, so I was trying to like fix it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you want to talk about how we were homeless?
Yeah, I mean,
or how
we can kind of go through everything. I mean, but it's also this is all you. This is your stuff. You wanted a podcast.
Okay, I'm scared.
That's fine.
Okay. So I guess we were homeless for about...
It was like eight months. I mean, like a solid 8 months.
Yeah, almost a year.
But not homeless like how people would think.
We chose to be homeless.
Yeah, I'll let you take that. It's kind of hard to explain, but so basically, I work in the world of video and photo, and I do like marketing and stuff for brands. And one day I came to Cristal and I told her like, hey, I want to like travel a lot, like permanently. And
we used to joke, like we would talk about it and be like, man, one day we should just like, let's get a van or something and just like quit our jobs and travel the world or whatever. And I was like, we'd be like, yeah, that'd be so so cool. We don't have kids, we don't have a mortgage, blah blah blah. And then we would talk about it all the time. But one day he was like,
I was tired of working for people.
He's like
I hated it.
I know.
I still hate it. I'm never going back.
And what's funny is that I had just gotten a job that I actually liked at the time.
Yeah.
And I was barely there for like maybe, I want to say, I think 6 months or something. And he was like, hey, I'm going to quit my job. He didn't say I'm gonna. He's like, I'm going to quit my job. And I'm like, okay. And how are we going to pay bills?
Yeah, I was making good money. And it was so daunting. It was something that I was like really afraid of. But at the same time, like I didn't not want to do it. I was like, there's no better time than now. We're young. We don't have children.
And
let's do it.
Our lease was about to end.
Yeah, that was. I think that was like one of the deciding factors.
That's one thing.
Yeah,
and then I was like, okay, well, I kind of just started this job. Like, one thing, I was scared because I'm like, okay, how are we gonna pay our bills? And he's like, well, so he told me he was gonna, I guess basically he's like, I'll prove it to you. I can make money, without having to work a real job.
Oh yeah, you told me.
I told you.
Yeah. I forgot about that. It's been so long, but yeah, you told me like you better prove to me that you can pay the bills with your own income, like online, because I sell like merch online. I promote gear. I make money. Like a lot of the money that I make is all online. I don't have to be anywhere in the world or even in Houston. We're from Houston. I don't have to be anywhere to make money or make the money that I make. So that she was like, hey, show me that you can make X amount and then we'll do it.
So he quit. I mean, you quit maybe it was what, like February, and I
think it was like February, March.
I think
February.
Because I quit in March. So it was in February. Yeah. You quit in February and then our lease was up in April.
No, it was the end of March. March 24th. March 24th. I remember that.
Okay. So our lease was up at the end of March. And he's like, yeah, you quit like at least, I think April, probably the end of January or whatever. But yeah, you were making money. And I was like, okay, I trust you or whatever. I'm not as scared. And so...
I was scared as shit. I don't know about you.
I mean, I was scared the whole time.
Yeah, I was trying to seem strong.
Thanks. But yeah, and so then, you quit. And then eventually I quit. And then all our stuff, we actually moved it into storage.
Yeah.
We asked his brother to let us borrow his house, basically.
Which, by the way, he had a 4-bedroom home with living by himself with nobody upstairs. So we just stored all of our stuff from an apartment upstairs in one like living area. So it was like it wasn't a lot. Because I just didn't want to pay for like storage. And
thanks. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched this, but thank you, Dan, for letting us borrow your home.
Yeah. We left it there for about almost a year. Yeah, almost about a year. Yeah.
So we put all our stuff there. We bought a Tahoe, and thanks to Azim for helping us find this.
Shout out Azim.
A Tahoe. We bought it. So we sold his truck. We bought a Tahoe cash. And then my car, I left it at my parents, and I think we stayed with my parents just for a little bit, trying to, like, we were tuning up the Tahoe, getting everything ready.
Yeah, just fixing it up, because it needed tires, it needed a tune-up, like, things like that, and I come from a background of, like, being a mechanic and stuff, so I did it myself, which saved us a lot of money, which, by the way, this is not something you can do if you do not know how to do mechanic work, you do not know how to, like, do everything yourself and save as much money as possible. It's not gonna be possible if you don't know how to do anything. Like for the amount of money we were making and on the road and the amount of like expenditures that we had, it was impossible for me to not be able to know how to do what I do. Like I would have never done that. There's people out there that do that. There's people that go out and just go to mechanics every single time something goes wrong, and I'm like, hell no, dude. Like don't, like, because we watched a lot of videos about like traveling full time,
and one thing that was, I guess, hard was like picking like what to bring with you. So like he lived out of a little luggage. I lived out of a big old luggage, which I didn't even need. No lie, I used the same clothes. Like
I told you,
because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna need this. What if we do this? Like I don't know, you know.
Yeah, she was wanting to bring like dresses and heels and this. Like, nope.
I overpacked.
Yeah, I'll buy a lot.
Yeah, and so we bought like an inflatable bed for the back.
Which was a bad choice.
We bought a big ass cooler, which we probably didn't even need either. So I guess we'll get there. Like
there was a lot of things.
I feel like now I know what. Yeah. We know what not to take.
Yeah, now we know what how to do it again.
I could literally live
way better
out of a backpack, I'm sure, or a little duffel bag. Like
I can live out of like a backpack.
Yeah.
But my gear was the thing that I needed to do, because that's how I was making my money, which was promoting equipment, like promoting. I'm not gonna say the company names. But promoting just equipment, and I had to go around and make videos. Russell, stop chewing that toy so loudly.
Sorry if you hear like chewing and stuff. It's a dog.
So we went to a bunch of national parks. We went around, what was it, like 25 states, right? Mm-hmm. We went to about 25 states, and we had this like big case of gear, and then I had a little luggage, and she had a huge luggage. And that's just the way we lived for about, I think on the road, we were like solid about 8 months. But then
it was, I think maybe
about 4 months was like back and forth of like being at home, because we had to come home for like a wedding. And then we kind of like stayed and hung out and things like that.
Yeah. So we would sleep in our car.
Yeah.
Only whenever if the weather was pretty cool.
No, so we always aimed to go to cooler weather though. Like it was
because whenever it was hit in the summer, so it was like March, spring, whatever. So
spent a lot of time on the West Coast basically.
Yeah, and so if it was hot, we would get an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Or hotel.
Or if it was your time of the month. Like I told that's one thing I told you from the beginning.
That's one thing I asked for. Yeah. I was like, once, like, it's, my days, I want to stay at a hotel or Airbnb so I can shower and at least the first couple days.
Yeah, you wanted to be comfortable, and I told you like absolutely, like we'll do that. But for the most part, like I love camping.
We camped a lot for that same thing, because so camping, I think it was probably about 15 to $20 a night.
Yeah.
Cash only.
Yeah, cash only, by the way.
Or check.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I guess. Oh, for Airbnbs, we would not rent like the whole Airbnb.
Yeah.
We tried for the first time just renting a room, which is like, I think it was like $20,
which ended up being
$30
really cool. Like we
night.
met a lot of good people,
Yeah.
like really cool people on the road.
They will give us breakfast.
Yeah,
We'll meet their dogs.
We met little dogs. Like one lady that made us like banana nut bread, which I love banana nut bread.
Yeah.
And she made us loaves. She made us like 4. And she was like, I'm going to
And
church
some
in the morning.
cookies.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to church in the morning. You're more than welcome to grab what you want. Oh my God, that was so amazing.
They were so nice. Yeah, and it was freezing cold actually.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we're at. We were
on the way to Nashville. We're gonna go chill with Tyler. Which,
yeah.
by the way, I also know like this also helps too. But I know people like all around the United States. So
yeah, they have let us borrow their home, their couch, their studios, so
shout out to Tyler.
Thanks.
Thank you, brother, for letting us stay for like 4 or 5 days at your studio, which was like a big video studio that was basically an apartment like built into your studio, like, or his studio. That was cool.
Yeah.
But Nashville was fun.
And then there was times where so when we slept in the car, we did get caught by I think it was like
twice,
one or two times, but they're like got a knock on our door. I mean, yeah, I guess on our car door.
Yeah, on the door.
Yeah, I'm like on the door
yeah.
window. Yeah, and they were like, I think one time we were. What was the first time? The one where we parked at a hotel parking lot.
Yeah, the one that was in Denver, which was like a whole story in itself.
Basically, we got drunk and we didn't have. So usually I guess we should just say talk about how we would sleep in the car without, the process. Because it was it was like, because we would have to find the spot where,
it was safe.
First safe.
Which, by the way, we carried a gun the whole way through. Like, just so everybody that was like,
I don't even think that's legal.
Yeah. No, it's legal in most states. Like, the way that we carried it. I won't go into that. I don't like talking about that.
So, yeah, first, of course, safe. And somewhere where it's like, where not that many cars pass by.
Yeah. Like rest stops, certain Walmarts, some like grocery stores or like major chains.
Yeah. So whenever we would find the spot, we would actually park somewhere else first and then get everything inside ready, because we would have to put the seats down, inflate the bed, cover the windows.
That was the big thing. Covering the windows. We didn't want people knowing we were sleeping in the car.
Yeah, and
that was our main thing.
Moving our luggages from the back to the front. Yeah. Like, it was a whole. I hated doing that. Like, I hated it so much.
I loved it because it was an adventure to me every single time. Like, it was so much fun.
Because there'd be times where I'm like, we were so tired of driving, and I'm just like, I just want to go to sleep. Like, there was a time where I was like, you know what, I'll sleep in the front. Like, I just don't feel like messing around with anything,
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, after we would like do the whole thing, we would get back in the car and then drive to the actual spot that we were gonna stay at, and then of course we would lay down, get our blankets, whatever, pillows, and then like lock it from the inside and then go to sleep. And of course we wouldn't sleep with the car on, because I guess you could die.
I don't really believe that, but yeah,
we did it.
That's what they say on the internet.
Like, so the times that we would do it, like, let's say we were just too tired to drive, we would not stop to take a nap or something. Like, I would crack a window but turn the AC on, and I would like freak out because I would Google it, like, oh yeah, you can die because of what's it called, carbon monoxide, all this stuff.
Like if you're in a garage or
I guess,
something.
But
like, the whole time I told you, that's not true.
I was still scared.
No, but the whole the
I'm
whole,
we fall asleep and we're not gonna wake up. Like, scary. But
what a way to go.
Peaceful. You wouldn't even know that.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know. You wake up and boom, you're in heaven or something. You just go, hey, what's going on? You died in a car.
Or just like, where do you go though? But if you just think you're dreaming, but then you're like,
what if life never
you're
stops?
alive?
Like, that's too much right now.
Oh, we can talk about that forever.
Yeah.
Which it would be another episode. Because I love talking about that. It's so interesting.
Wondering like what the hell's going on, like
what goes after,
for real. Or what comes after, what's going on right now.
Yeah, we'll probably turn into a dog. I don't know.
I wish I could turn into a dog that finds a loving owner.
Yeah, but dogs can't pick that.
Yeah, I know they can't pick it.
Adopt,
but Russell,
don't shop.
Yeah, adopt, don't shop.
I forgot what we were talking about.
So on the road, it was crazy. One of the main things was I personally, like I said, I love camping. We wanted to go to as many national parks as we could. And one of the things that we did was national parks, they're usually like $25 to like $50 per entry fee. And that's like sometimes per person. Like Grand Canyon is expensive. It's like $35 a person. Stupid money. But you can
per
spend,
car maybe.
Yeah, so it's like it was like $75 for a year pass, which I think is still eligible now.
It goes out I think it goes out like in June or July.
Okay. So it was like $75 for every national park in the United States. And it was, you pay once and you just show them the card and you're in. You can have a car full of people sometimes. Like sometimes they were cool. Like, but they told us like the rules. They're like, sometimes you can have a car full of people. Depends on how the tenant is feeling, like letting you in. But every single time we went, flashed the card. They said, hey, welcome. Like, have fun. Do you need any assistance or anything? Like, all the national park people that worked there were so friendly. Like, I honestly wanted to, like, work for a national park for a little while.
We thought about it. We were like, we should just, like,
because they live on site.
Yeah.
They live on site and they work there, which is fucking nuts. Like, that's so cool to, like, be around that much nature. And if you've never been to a national park, like, go. Seriously, it's beautiful. Especially Yosemite, my favorite one.
Yeah.
My
in
favorite,
the US,
in the US,
yeah. So far, because we haven't got to all of them.
Yeah.
But, one day we can, I guess, finish all that. But yeah.
Yeah. And another episode will be like the overseas stuff. The overseas stuff was nuts. I loved it though.
Yeah. So the thing that it took us a while. I think we went to at least 3 parks before we actually bought the card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we spent $60.
No, I think it was like $80 or $90
before we even bought that thing. Yeah. And they even told us
from the beginning.
But they said if you have the receipts, proving that you went to these in the past couple of days.
It was only like a 7-day window though.
But we didn't have the receipts. We threw them away.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it. I mean, I guess we know.
Yeah, for tax purposes though. Uncle Sam. we did our taxes, don't worry.
But yeah,
it was so cool though. Like I think that was like the one thing that I'm gonna take away, because like here's the thing: whenever you're on the road, you see people that are living their life on the road. You could see it,
and it's funny because we never noticed until we started doing it.
You never noticed until you started
doing it. Like you'll see vans parked in the Walmart parking lot, and Tom's
with like shades.
And Tom's like, "Oh, they're sleeping there. Oh, they're sleeping there."
Yeah.
But so the thing is, not every Walmart is
like
they
don't let you do it.
Yeah, you can't. Apparently there's but apparently there's actual like signs too that tell you or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
No, that's like a whole like that's a whole thing in itself. Like talking about where you can sleep, because trust me, we've slept in like the whole time. I was very conscious of like our safety. I was more concerned about our safety for her sake, not for my sake. If it was up to me, like if I was by myself, I would have slept like anywhere. I would have slept on the side of the fucking freeway. Like, but I was concerned about your safety and you being comfortable, because if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So that was why we took so much time on doing everything, because I didn't want people to see that we were sleeping in the car. And for the most part, like I think it was only like twice that people actually like knocked. So I mean, for the most part, we for at 8 months, only 2 times that happens. Like that's a good ratio.
I never told that story.
What
about whenever the cop came and knocked on our door?
The cop or the security guard? Because I remember the one time in Colorado, the guy just told us like to go.
No, he was nice. Yeah, he was like, hey, you can't sleep here. But it's funny because we were like pretending that we didn't see them. We were just like,
no, I said stay still. I was like, stay still.
We're just like.
Yeah, and then he's like
closing our eyes, and he's like, I can see you.
Yeah, I can see you. That was the best part, though. Like, I can see you. He's like, I heard everything you said.
And then he's like, okay. So he like, I think you were in your boxers. You had to put your clothes on.
Yeah.
And then so he like got out. It's like, okay. He's like, I think you told him that we had been driving all day.
Yeah.
And then we just needed to take a nap. He's like, we were tired.
He told us where to stay though. He's like,
you can park over there by the gas station. And we're like, okay. So literally we just got up and moved.
He was super cool about it. I don't think we ever really had a problem with anybody.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, I don't think we never ran into anybody that gave us like any shit for like what we were doing. And if anything, everybody that we did meet at like national parks, at like different places that we were living.
Yeah, we met a couple people.
Yeah, so like here's the thing. I said it earlier that I have like friends and family, and I know people like all around the United States. one of the big things was an event in Las Vegas, which Dan, Claudia, and a couple of our friends like flew out to Las Vegas for this big trade show for video, and we like partied hard out there, and then went to LA, and then from LA we went to Oregon, and then Oregon we went to Tampa, right?
I don't remember.
So it was
some point we were like in Key West. It's another point we were in Seattle. So like
we went from the far East Coast to the West
up
Coast
there
like
all
3
the
or
way
4
down.
times. Yeah, like 3 or 4 times we went back from like Florida to California and Oregon. And whenever we were in Oregon, like we had to go to your cousin's wedding in Nashville, so we came back for that.
Yeah,
but it was
so we came back for I think Bubba's wedding, and then after that we went
for
to
a friend's wedding. Bubba. They don't know who Bubba is. They're like, he's like, who's
friend.
Bubba? Yeah.
Shout out to Bubba Jackie.
Yeah,
Shout
they
out
just
to
celebrated their
Edgar
1 year anniversary.
and Gracie, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is coming up too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was nuts. Like I don't regret a single thing. I'm so glad that we did it, and I'm glad that you wanted to join in on that.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna let you go by yourself.
Yeah. No, but
like bye.
So that's what I was getting at earlier. Is we saw so many people, and we started figuring out like who was like traveling and stuff like that. A lot of them were older. Like meeting those older people in like Key West who were super cool. But they waited their whole lives until after they had kids that grew up.
Retirement.
That's what they did. Waited till retirement for that shit. And I'm so glad that we did that for like way before retirement. We did it as soon as like
we can do it again later.
Yeah, and we could do it again. Like there's no reason for us not to, and there's no reason for anybody that's listening not to be able to travel. I think it's one of those things, and I'm getting to the point where it's like, Russell. I'm getting to the point where
I hope he doesn't push a button and stop recording.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's still recording.
Okay.
Lay down, boy.
He can smell the.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's okay now.
All right, you chill, Russell. You chill. We had to let him chill out. Okay. So, anyways, I one thing that I wanted to say, and it's something that I'm passionate about too, is like never wait or never prioritize something you don't want to do. Don't prioritize. Don't prioritize.
Look at my armpit.
Don't prioritize the things. Look, I
think he tasted it. He's like,
yeah. Because
I have deodorant on. It's probably your tongue's all dry.
Don't prioritize the things you don't want to do, because like I think that's one thing that we learned, because I didn't feel the same way that I feel now as soon as we went on the road, because like I was scared too, but whenever we started doing it and living off like X amount a month and like not having rent to pay and all this and that. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Because I know, I'm sure people were like, oh, well, yeah, we had friends that were like, oh, that's so cool. I wish we,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, you can say anybody can do it, but it's hard. There's a bunch of downs and of course the ups, but
tons of ups. Way more ups than there is downs, though. I'll say that. So many more happy moments. Like
stop.
Like jumping into that waterfall.
Basically, the downs are worth it. You know, like you could be, let's say a month we're doing really great, with the business, so we're good. And there's another months where we're like, we're not getting, I'm not making enough money. Enough. But the thing is, like, I'll tell everybody, I'd rather make
just enough.
I guess just enough money to be able to
and still travel.
I want to be able to travel because there's people that work. Literally every single day, so many hours.
They can't spend their money.
Yeah, they're like ranking their money, like ranking up so much money, but like they're at home, you know?
Yeah, whenever you have nobody to answer to, like that's where you really, really free yourself.
And I'm not trying to like talk down on people that, work 9 to 5 jobs or whatever, but like, I guess we were blessed. And I don't want to say blessed because I was going to say, oh, we don't have kids. I want kids. Yeah. That's another topic,
Yeah.
But like, I guess I'm saying like, we didn't have mortgage. We didn't have kids. We were just leasing. So we're like, so like whenever we're on the road, the only bills we had was just our car insurance and school loans.
Yeah. Which is my school loans, which is like stupid. Don't go to college if you want to go into the entertainment industry or anything creative, because it's stupid. Everything I learned, everything I do, I learned from the internet.
Yeah, and so I think that was, we didn't have to pay for cars or anything because we
well,
sold
we
the
paid
truck.
cash. We paid cash.
Yeah, but I'm saying like because
Yeah.
we were paying
That's
on your
not
truck.
Yeah, but that's
and
not
so
possible
we sold
for
it,
everybody.
and
yeah,
then
yeah. But
so-
still, even that circumstance is
Yeah.
not possible for everybody.
But
Not everybody knows how to sell a car
Yeah.
for like profit.
No, but I guess what I was trying to get to was just like we were, I guess, lucky or blessed enough to not have bills, so that we were
Yeah.
able to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were eating so crappy. We were trying to eat the cheapest food we could eat.
No, it wasn't the cheapest. It was just like what was convenient because
Well,
we're
no,
on the
cheapest
road.
too, because
McDonald's, like
Cheapest too. I mean, just so we could have more money to drink with.
we drank a
But
lot on the
we
road.
were eating at McDonald's, all the fast food and stuff. And I mean, you do gain weight.
Yeah, I gained like 15 pounds.
And then
like 20 pounds.
and the showering thing, we could not shower for a couple of days. But
It's not that
but whenever
couldn't,
we
it's just
could,
that we didn't want to.
No,
because we were like in the middle.
well, we
of
didn't need
states.
to. We were
Yeah,
just
we didn't-
driving for like
Yeah.
hours and hours and
We ain't gotta
hours.
depress nobody.
No, exactly. No, but we would shower either like at Love's, truck stop. We would shower at campgrounds.
Yeah, campgrounds.
Or whenever we would stop at like a Airbnb or at a family's house.
Yeah.
We were able to obviously shower and stuff.
This boy's biting me. Hey,
What?
stop! I'm not trying to play
Boy,
right now.
hey, what is
Also
this
chill.
boy?
Relax. Okay, he's relaxing.
Barely.
There we go.
Oh, you're so
I
cute.
knew leaving that door open was gonna like. Be
No, it's
be a
okay.
thing.
I want
Yeah.
him to be in the podcast.
He's our little baby.
Yeah.
All right. So fast forward to like a year or so. We are living with a roommate who ended up buying a house. It's like a 4-bedroom home. He's a single guy, and he told us like, hey, I like what you guys are doing. We've been friends for so long. We actually lived together like downtown. We were roommates then. You didn't even have your microphone.
I wasn't talking though.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. But we have a video studio now, which is where we're recording this podcast. I also record other podcasts for my friend who is in a wheelchair, and they bring wheelchair. That's shout out Cripple Couch Talk. If you're listening to this, check them out. It's about the perspective of people in wheelchairs and how their lives are pretty similar to ours. It's like almost like 99% similar. It's just they're in a chair and you're not. If you're not in a chair, and there's so many things that I want to do it again. Honestly, I really, really do. Before we have kids.
I do too.
But having kids isn't going to stop us from that.
And that's another thing I want to say too. Yeah, because I know people are like, oh, I mean, yeah, of course they say, oh, you're gonna do it before you have kids, blah blah. I mean, it doesn't stop you, but it is harder. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like 100 billion jillion % harder.
But it goes back to
But
like prioritizing.
But it doesn't stop you.
It goes back to
doesn't stop-
prioritizing. Like,
Yeah.
if you really want something, prioritize it, and you'll get it. Like,
Yeah.
like don't go out to eat. Don't go to bars. Don't do like the normal things that you do for a couple months, and then boom, you got enough money to go do something for like 3-4 months at a time.
And another thing that I wanted to say, people that you don't have to like quit your job to travel.
Yeah, no, you
But
don't.
people that are actually working like normal jobs, I see that people are like, oh man, I want to travel. Like
Yeah.
you can literally book a weekend trip.
Yeah. We went to Colorado for like $90, both of us.
And the thing is, you don't need a whole week to see stuff.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a weekend, or make it like a long weekend, like Friday to Monday.
Yeah.
If that's only 2 days of of PTO or whatever, like you don't need. And so another thing, like I think the first time we went to Colorado, we only went for about 3 days. It was super short. It was because we were working, and it was for our anniversary. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, man,
It
like
was so much fun.
and
though.
I was like, there's so many
We
things I
went
still want to
skiing.
do. But Tom was
Yeah.
like, it's fine. We're gonna come back.
We're gonna go back. Yeah.
Yeah. And but at the time in my head, I'm like, no, this is probably one in a
No, it's
one
never
in a lifetime.
once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
Nothing is ever
I
once
was
in a
probably
lifetime.
once in
for
a
me.
lifetime. Next time I want to pick some. I guess in my head I was like, oh, if we do get free time,
we've been
we're
back,
gonna
like,
pick
5
somewhere
times after
else,
that.
But
Yeah.
no, you can always go back. Like,
Yeah.
and so
Especially Colorado.
So don't see it like that. Like, you don't need a whole week to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, and then another thing that I've seen like on Twitter, people talking about, oh, like I want to travel the world, but I don't want to see the U.S. I want to go out of the country. Like, no, like the U.S. is beautiful. There's so
Yeah.
many, there's
like,
waterfalls, deserts, there's snow, like anywhere there's places to go.
The most I've ever felt alive in my entire life is jumping into a waterfall, and I've done it what 3 or 4 times in the United States.
Yeah.
The only waterfalls I've ever seen are in like Nashville and then the West Coast,
and
like Yosemite.
some people,
and
yeah,
like,
and thinking some people think that there's. I'm like, oh, there's nothing in Texas. There's nothing in
Bruh.
Wyoming. There's nothing in
Bruh.
Tennessee. Literally, my one of my my favorite waterfall that I've seen so far
yeah.
was in Tennessee. Like
Yeah.
who
Cummings
who would've-
Falls, right?
so
Cummings
people,
Falls?
people
Yeah.
think that they were like, what? That's
Yeah,
in Tennessee?
No, yeah, it's in Tennessee,
yeah,
like
there's
right
stuff to
outside
see
of
there.
Nashville. Right outside of Nashville.
Yeah, about an hour, I think, and a half or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was like about an hour. It was like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
like it wasn't far.
And I have videos of that on my YouTube channel. Check it out. Actually, I have like a bunch of not a bunch, but a couple of videos on
some of the travel stuff.
some of the travels that we did on my YouTube, and I do have more footage that I've never got to it.
Yeah.
But maybe one of these days I'll get to it. But I mean, it's cool. Check it out.
So if you enjoyed what we talked about, there's plenty more to come. There's a lot more to come, and it's not just going to be about travel stuff. This is like,
this is just like
something we had talked about for a while.
Because I wanted to talk about the whole homeless thing, which is like, I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. But yeah. We want to talk about like conspiracies. We want to talk about
sex, relationship stuff, bougie people, like just anything. Like this is.
I have a whole list of things I want to talk about.
I'm so happy because I've been so caught up in like filmmaking stuff that I really want to just like let all this stuff out, and this is like the platform I can let it out on.
Thank you for listening, and we'll have some more shit for y'all.
Yeah, like a whole lot more. So if you want to check out everything that I do, you can check out Everything But the Camera on Instagram. That's my baby. If you want to check out my clothing, it's at Camera Rigs, that with a Z. That's my stuff, and then camerarigs.com, and then your stuff.
My Instagram, it's at World of Cristal with an I. And a C, I guess. C and I. And my Twitter, if you really want to, like, see my stuff.
If you want the tea.
Yeah.
If you want the tea, check out her Twitter.
I talk a lot of shit on there.
I hate Twitter.
Just saying it. I love Twitter.
I hate Twitter.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And my YouTube, of course, at World of Cristal. Twitter at World of Cristal. Facebook at World of Cristal. And I guess this too. At World, I mean, actually, I don't know. We're trying to figure out a name. Can you? I don't know if you have any ideas.
Yeah, if you got any ideas, just shoot us a text message if you know us, or just like a DM or whatever. I mean, we're kind of like up in the air about it. I don't know what I want to do with this.
I don't know, but it was fun,
Yeah.
and he's been wanting to do it for a long time, and I keep making excuses, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's it.
Cool. See you guys soon.